Hi everybody, good morning. It's Lisa here, and today is Thursday, July 19th, 2017. I'm fresh out of the shower. Um, and I'm coming to you a day early with my week, I think it's 73 post-duodenal switch update. And I'm just not going to have time to do this tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment at 8:30 in the morning. And then I'm actually going to work, which I never do. I'm actually going into the office tomorrow to meet my boss and another coworker for lunch. So just going to be too busy of a day to get this in tomorrow. But I wanted to come to you with an update because it's really important, and I really wanted to share with you what I've learned this week, not only about my plastic surgery journey, but also about the swelling. So that's really the most important thing that I'm going to share with you. So let's talk about that. So if you recall, a couple weeks ago, might have even been 3 or 4 weeks ago now, I had some extreme swelling from my knees down that really wasn't going away. And so I increased my protein, I increased my water, in hopes of getting it to finally release, which it finally did. Now, I talked to my bariatric surgeon's office about this on Monday when I was there for my next part of the plastic surgery consultation. And here's what I've learned, and this is so interesting. So when you have leg swelling, they actually do not tell you to go crazy increasing your water. She said because most of the time with swelling, they actually restrict water to get your body to release it. Very interesting. I had no idea that they would do that. I'm going to take my glasses off because they're dirty and it's hard for me to see with them on right now. Okay, so I had been consuming like 120 to 140 ounces of water consistently since the swelling issue, and then even going forward, and I'll get back to that. So she said really 80 to 100 ounces of water is really the maximum. They really don't want you drinking more than 100 ounces of water unless it's for some other medical purpose. So that was fine that I increased my water, but really she said what they do is they tell you it's usually a sign of low protein. Here I was like stressing out thinking it's my potassium, and she's like, no, it's usually a sign that your body is needing more protein than what you're getting. And if you recall, not that I wasn't getting a great amount, I was getting the recommended 80 grams of protein in, prior when the swelling was occurring. But I increased it to like 125 grams of protein, and that is consistently kind of where I've been sitting now since. And even a couple days I've seen as high as 135 grams, which I always think, oh my God, that's crazy high. But I'm not having swelling issues, am I? So she said, yeah, protein is usually the culprit when you start getting leg swelling. That's the first thing that they look to if you don't have heart conditions and things like that, other issues that are coming into play. So I just thought, wow, that's something really super interesting to share. Now, let's get back to the water thing. You guys are so darn smart. Okay? You guys are so darn smart. So remember I told you I was starting to have all this cramping. Well, the doctor had said, if you're consuming a really high amount of water, you're going to be flushing out a lot of your electrolytes as well. And that was probably the culprit for my leg cramping, because I'm not having leg cramping anymore either. And I brought my water down to around 90 to 100. I mean, now my body is wanting that liquid, like I got used to having it. And so actually coming down a little bit, it was a little difficult, but I'm around maybe even some days 80. If I look back in my FitnessPal, I know that there have been a couple 80 days in there. So yeah, like so smart, right? So for those of you that are experiencing a lot of cramping, first thing I would suggest to you, because I know a lot of you reached out and said you have leg cramp issues. The first thing I would suggest is take a look at your water. A, are you getting enough? B, are you getting too much and flushing the electrolytes? I found, which I absolutely hate, Powerade Zero. I think all of those types of drinks are really disgusting. I can't find a actual sugar-free Gatorade. They have a low sugar, so I'm not interested in that. But I did get some Powerade Zero during all of this, just to kind of boost back up my electrolytes, and I had been drinking like 12 ounces of that a day. Drinking is probably a very gentle term, like choking it down. I really don't like drinks like that. I never have liked drinks like that. They just, they do not taste good to me. So, but yeah, so I've been doing that, or I've been using, here, let me grab it. It's holding up my thing. I've been drinking Smart Water. So seems to have helped with that also. But I did mention to people in the past, tonic water, okay? Diet tonic water has quinine in it, which also helps with leg cramping if, if looking at your water and your electrolyte mix is not actually doing it. I used to drink 8 ounces of diet quinine or diet tonic water a day, and that stopped my cramps as well. Now, I can't remember, I don't think tonic water is carbonated. But if it is, you could just mix it up to get the carbonated bubbles out of it before you drink it if you have problems. I don't drink anything carbonated anymore. But at any rate, that actually did help me before surgery when I would have severe cramping issues. It takes a couple days to really start to get the benefits of it. It's disgusting as well, in my opinion, but I can choke down almost anything need be. So, all right, enough about swelling, cramping, etc. If you have more questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I'd be happy to talk with you more about that. But let's talk about plastic surgery update. So I went in specifically to see the bariatric surgeon's office about, having a tummy tuck with muscle repair. And so this is where things are at right now. So on Monday, we did more documentation. So this time they took pictures. It was so awkward. So like they had me literally pull my skin away from my torso and had to photograph it at many different angles. And this was for them to show the amount of hang that I have in the different section of rolls. And we had to do this with each area of rolls. We had to show that like the one roll completely hides my belly button. We had to, like I said, pull it very, very far away from my skin to show exactly how far out it goes. Guys, it was over a foot. Right? Think about that right there, like pulling your skin. I can't remember the exact, I'm going to have to go and find out, but it was over a foot that we measured that I could pull my belly skin away from my body. Really gross. Anyhow, so really now at this point, it is in the hands of the insurance people. They have sent in all the documentation that's required, and I think they said I should know in a couple of weeks. So if everybody out there can please think happy thoughts, think good thoughts, say a prayer if you pray. I could really use I could really use the good vibes on this, because it would be so it'd be life-changing. There's no other words for it. It would be life-changing. So yeah, so I will let you guys know when I know. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, because I just don't want to be crushed, should the answer be no. And then just like on a side note, I'm going back to my orthopedic surgeon tomorrow morning. I'm going to get an injection in my right knee. It has gone south in a very odd way, very fast. I mean, I need a knee replacement. I think I've talked to you about that many times. I mean, in fact, my whole weight loss surgery journey started with me going to see my orthopedic surgeon to have my knee replaced, which didn't happen. But yeah, my knee is like take my breath away pain, but it's so strange. It doesn't hurt at all when I'm walking. I honestly am trying to think back to what happened and what could have happened. And when my hip dislocated in North Carolina, that's 4.5 weeks ago now, my knee hurt really bad at that time. Like I couldn't understand why my knee was hurting so bad. And then afterward, after they put it back in, I was experiencing, and I didn't tell my orthopedic surgeon this, but I was experiencing like a tingling sensation right below the kneecap when I would bend my leg. And there was no pain involved with it, but I was experiencing this very, very odd tingling. So I don't know. I'm wondering if somehow when it dislocated, it was damaged. It's extremely painful, but only during very weird things, and a lot of it when it's non-weight bearing. So I don't know what's going on. So yeah, so I'm going to go see him tomorrow. I'm going to try a cortisone injection because at this point I can't damage my knee any worse than it already is, to be honest with you. I am completely bone on bone in both my knees, but my left knee doesn't have the issues that my right knee does. I have a complete deformity of the right knee. So that's a whole nother thing to try to explain. But my knee, instead of on the outside of my knee, basically your leg going straight, my knee goes like this. Okay, so at the knee, you have your thigh, you're coming down, oh, here's the knee, and then your leg goes back out. So I have a V. So that causes a lot of extra strain and stress on that joint in that particular spot, and that's where all of my pain is in that V'd area. And my doctor has explained to me in the past, that until it's replaced and straightened out to some degree, that, that's going to be a continual issue. So yeah, I'm not really thrilled about this. Really wasn't on the radar screen for me that I was going to possibly have to be considering now a knee replacement. So I'm not really sure how this affects my possible skin removal surgery plan if I get approval for that. So I'm just trying to take things one step at a time, see if I can, alleviate this pain, and we'll see. So keep me in your thoughts, guys. But anyway, oh, and I never really did an update, did I? Well, so I weighed in today. I have my period. Whoopee. So I'm 3 pounds up. I'm at 158 this morning. I know what it's from. It's water weight from my period, and it's no big deal. I'm not concerned about it. This is kind of my range, guys. I'm about ready to call maintenance. I'm gonna give this maybe another few more weeks, and I think I might call it a day for me, as far as worrying about the weight loss and just trying to stay here. So yeah, that's my update. Again, guys, thank you so much for all of your suggestions and all of your information that you shared with me when I've been going through the leg swelling and the cramping issues. That is what this community is about. We are about sharing information with each other and helping each other, trying to share these experiences, and hopefully we all are getting good things from them. I know I am. All right, guys, take care. Have an awesome week. I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.